Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Upon the royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan, decisions determining leave for the 4th glorious national day for both public and private sectors are issued. The governorates of the Sultanate continue celebrations of the 44th glorious national day and reassurance of the health of His Majesty the Sultan. And the Sultan's embassies in brotherly and friendly countries celebrate the 44th glorious national day. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Excellency Said Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of Diwan of the Royal Court and Chairman of the Civil Service Council, issued today a decision determining leave for the glorious 44th National Day as follows. On the occasion of the 44th glorious National Day and upon the royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan, it has been decided that Wednesday and Thursday, the 26th and 27th of November 2014, shall be an official leave for all employees of the ministries, public authorities and other units of the state apparatus, and official work shall resume on Sunday, the 30th of November 2014. His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser Al Bakri, Minister of Manpower, also issued today a decision determining official leave on the occasion of the 44th Glorious National Day for employees of companies and establishments of the private sector on Wednesday and Thursday, the 26th and 27th of November 2014, and work shall resume on Sunday, the 30th of November 2014. The decision allows employers and employees to agree on compensating this leave if the necessity arises to work during the leave. Employees their weekend falls on this occasion should be compensated. All employees in public and private sectors seize the opportunity on the occasion to extend their utmost greetings and best wishes to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, praying to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty, grant him good health, happiness and long life, and to return this occasion and his similars on His Majesty, the Omani people and the homeland with further progress and prosperity under His Majesty's wise leadership. Rejoicing the 44th anniversary of the Renaissance process, citizens of the Wilayat of Bosher held a procession of allegiance and consisted of national poems, presentations, traditional arts performance, school students, scouts, activities and pigeons shows. Citizens of the Wilayat of Masira organized a procession to express their gratitude to Almighty on His Majesty's recovery. They prayed to Almighty to bestow His Majesty the health and bring him back safe and sound to his dear homeland. Citizens of the Wilayat of Haima also organized a procession of gratitude on assuring His Majesty's health. Their processions included singing Omani arts and national poems. Citizens of Wadi Sarmi in the Wilayat of Khabura held a procession expressing their feelings of loyalty and gratitude to the builder of Oman's Renaissance. In the Governorate of Musandam, National Day celebrations were held, during which participants carried pictures of His Majesty and flags of the Sultanate and repeating expressions of cordiality, patriotism and gratitude for His Majesty. Citizens of the Wilayat of Danq also presented patriotic poems during their processions. In addition to traditional Omani arts, they carried the country's flags and expressions of loyalty. In the wilayas of Bidbid and Iski, citizens rode horses and walked all over the streets of the wilayas while carrying a huge flag of the Sultan held by school scouts, besides pictures of His Majesty. They also performed traditional singing arts while young kids took part as well. National speeches were also delivered. Salalah Club organized National Evening on the occasion of the 44th National Day. The celebration started with a long march towards the place of the event. It also included Omani traditional dances famous in the Governorate of Dhofar. In the Wilayat of Al-Amarat, a remarkable procession was conducted celebrating the National Day at the Amarat Public Park. Citizens carried pictures of His Majesty, performed a number of shows including children's shows and colorful fireworks. Citizens of the Wilayat of Mulaybi, Niyabas of Sinau and Samadashan celebrated today the 44th National Day. During the celebrations, the riders on Arab horses and camels displayed different shows, and huge crowds of citizens carried pictures of His Majesty and hoisted flags of the Sultanate. It also included poems on His Majesty the Sultan, and Omani traditional dances were performed. The Wilaya of Liwa celebrated on the 44th Glorious National Day in its special way. It designed the longest flag of the Sultanate, made by pure leather, with a length of more than 100 meters, carrying signatures of the citizens of the Wilaya and their wishes for His Majesty the Sultan to return safely to Oman. The celebrations also included artistic items presented by students of Al-Mu'mina School for Basic Education. Schools in the Governorate of Muscat also celebrated the 44th National Day. Shaim Al-Khalili School made the longest greetings card decorated with His Majesty's pictures. It measured 44 meters long. The celebrations also included artistic items performed by the students, Omani traditional dances and national poems in Oman and His Majesty the Sultan. Photography Association in the Governorate of Dhofar celebrated the 44th National Day by organizing exhibition expresses the association participation on celebrating this occasion. The celebration, which was held in University of Dhofar, was presided over by His Excellency Alawi bin Ahmed Al-Haddad, General Supervisor of the Office of Secretary General Rural Court Affairs in Salalah. The exhibition included 37 pictures with the participation of more than 30 photographers. Still to come in our news bulletin, rejoicing the 44th Glorious National Day, a number of the Sultan's embassies joined the celebration with joy and happiness. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. On the occasion of the 44th Glorious National Day, His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Dhofar, hosted a reception ceremony at Crown Plaza Salalah Resort, attended by a number of honorable members of the State Council, the Excellencies members of the Shura Council, under-secretaries, consultants, walis, civil and military officials, sheikhs and other dignitaries, and a large crowd of citizens. On this glorious occasion, His Excellency Sheikh Ma'dad bin Mohammed Al Yaqoubi, Governor of Al-Wusta, hosted a reception ceremony at which Omani singing arts were performed and a number of poems expressing people's joy of the occasion were delivered. It was attended by walis, civil and military officials, sheikhs and other dignitaries, as well as large crowd of people. Celebrating the 44th Glorious National Day, His Excellency Sheikh Dr. Khalifa bin Hamad Al-Saadi, Governor of Dakhiliya, also hosted a reception ceremony in the Wilayat of Nizwa, during which various items were performed on this day occasion. It was attended by honorable members of the State Council, the Excellencies, the members of the Shura Council, members of the Municipal Council, Directors General of the government departments, sheikhs and a large crowd of citizens. To celebrate the 44th Glorious National Day, a reception ceremony was organized in the Governorate of South Bulletin in the Wilayat of Rostaq. The event included various performances, namely national musical pieces performed by Music Band of Royal Navy of Oman. Omani Popular Arts Team put up Omani singing arts shows and national poems were delivered. The Ministry of Civil Service signed an agreement and two memorandum of understanding related to distant training contract project. It aimed to benefit from information technologies and communications in human resources development at civil service units. The MOUs signed with Haya West Water Company and Omani Qatari Telecommunications Ooredoo aim to encourage cooperation in putting up joint programs and work plans for administrative development, as well as exchange successful experiences and administrative practices in ways and methods of follow-up and assessment of performance and enhancement of human resources management, symbolizing public service procedures. They were signed by His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam Al-Busaidi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Civil Service for Administrative Development Affairs. His Royal Highness Prince Harry and his delegation, who are currently on a visit to the Sultanate toward the Wilayah of Nizwa in the Governorate of Dakhiliya. Prince Harry's visit took him to Nizwa Historical Souk, where he acquainted with Omani ancient handicrafts and industries. He also visited Nizwa Historical Fort, where Omani popular arts groups perform some singing arts. He also visited Heritage Exhibition, which highlights traditional handicrafts and industries and samples of Omani ancient life. He also saw wing of Omani Women's Association in the Wilayah, which showcased traditional handicrafts and Omani dishes. Prince Harry then visited the Niyab of Jabal al-Akhbar of the Governorate of Dakhiliya, which enjoys a unique nature. Enhancing status of judicial work and equipping it with potentials that help to develop it was the focus of the meeting of His Excellency Hussein bin Ali Al-Hilali, Prosecutor General at the Public Prosecution Complex in the Governorate of Muscat, with His Excellency Advisor Mustafa Faris, First Chairman of Court of Secession of Morocco, and his delegation, who are currently visiting the Sultanate. During the meeting, they discussed ways of contact and coordinations in judicial spheres between the Sultanate and the Kingdom of Morocco. Honorable Sheikh Dr. Ishaq bin Ahmed Al-Busaidi, Chairman of the Supreme Court, Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Judicial Council, and Chairman of Administrative Affairs Council for Judiciary, received His Excellency Advisor Mustafa Faris, First Chairman of Court of Secession of Morocco. They discussed spheres of strengthening relations between the two countries in judicial affairs and experiences of exchange in this regard. The 23rd of November was a date set for experimental opening of the National Museum. This was announced at a press conference held today in the museum's premises in Muscat. Jamal bin Hassan Al-Musawi, director of the National Museum, said that the experimental opening meant that the project had entered a new stage, summarized in operating systems, equipment and administrative operations, with the aim of their testing in preparation for an official opening in the first half of 2015. The in-between period will witness invitation for visitors groups on stages with the aim to examine and test performance of various systems of the museum and to take up measures to rectify, if necessary, to make sure of their complete preparedness. Rejoicing the 44th Glorious National Day, a number of the Sultan's embassies held ceremony on the occasion. His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser Al-Wahibi, Sultan's ambassador credited to the State of Qatar, held an official reception ceremony to celebrate the occasion. It was attended by a number of Qatari officials and citizens, heads of diplomatic missions and Omani students. The attendees expressed their sincere feelings towards the Sultan and His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's good relations with Qatar as well as achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed renaissance which lifted Oman towards the level of the developed countries. The Sultan's embassy in Beirut held a reception ceremony on the occasion of the 44th National Day amid participation from representatives of the Parliament Speaker and Prime Minister of Lebanon, as well as a number of officials, ambassadors, members of diplomatic corps, businessmen and other well-known personalities of Lebanese communities. The participants stressed the strong ties binding the Sultan with Lebanon, thanking Oman for its role in standing by for Lebanon on various difficult situations. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's good relations with Lebanon, as well as the achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed renaissance. In the capital of the United Kingdom, London, a ceremony was held at the Sultan's embassy on the occasion of the 44th National Day. His Excellency Abdulaziz bin Abdullah Al-Hinai, the Sultan's ambassador to the United Kingdom, received the senior officials, diplomats and other personalities, as well as Omani citizens and students who congratulated the Sultan of Oman, its leadership and people of the occasion, wishing Oman further progress and prosperity under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's good relations with the UK, as well as the achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed renaissance. The Sultan's embassy in Washington held a ceremony on the 4th National Day at the new Sultan Qaboos cultural premises, which was officially launched in the same day when the Omanis celebrated the occasion with the attendance of Her Excellency Hunaina bint Sultan Al Mughayriya, Sultan's ambassador to the United States of America, Her Excellency Dr. Rawiya bin Saud Al Busaidiya, Minister of Higher Education, His Excellency Habib bin Mohammed Al Riyami, Secretary General of the Sultan Qaboos Center for Culture and Science, as well as a number of senior officials and personalities from the US and Arab sides, besides Omani citizens and students. The participants stressed the strong ties binding the Sultanate with the US. The ceremony highlighted the achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed renaissance. In the capital of Russia Federation, Moscow, a ceremony was held at the Sultan's embassy on the occasion of the 44th National Day. His Excellency Yusuf bin Isa Zajali, the Sultan's ambassador to the Russian Federation, received the senior officials, diplomats and other personalities, as well as Omani citizens and students who congratulated the Sultan of Oman, its leadership and people on the occasion, wishing Oman further progress and prosperity under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's good relations with Russia, as well as the achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed renaissance. German capital Berlin witnessed a ceremony held by the Sultan's embassy on the occasion of the 44th anniversary of National Day. His Excellency Khalid bin Suleiman Ba Omar, Sultan's ambassador to Germany received the senior officials, diplomats and other personalities. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's good relations with Germany as well as the achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed Renaissance. The Sultan's embassy in Paris held a reception ceremony on the occasion of the 44th National Day amid participation from a number of officials, members of diplomatic corps, businessmen and other well-known personalities of French community. The participants stressed the role of the Sultan in international and regional issues. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed Renaissance. Pakistani capital Islamabad witnessed a ceremony held by the Sultan's embassy on the occasion of the 44th anniversary of National Day. His Excellency Walid bin Isa Azijali, chargé d'affaires at the embassy, received the senior officials, diplomats, personalities from Arab and Pakistani side. The ceremony highlighted the Sultan's good relations with Pakistan as well as the achievements realized in Oman in all aspects and the blessed Renaissance. Activities of the first National Conference for Child Protection from Abuse was launched in Sur Beach Hotel in the Governorate of South Sharqiyya. The conference, which witnessed participation of more than 250 people, aimed to highlight different pictures of abuse for children in the community, raise society and institution awareness of child protection, and train people concerned on the mechanisms of deal with various abuse conditions and unify the joint work system among institutions concerned to deal with children abuse conditions. This is the Sultan of One Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Upon the royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan, decisions determining leave for the 44th Glorious National Day for both public and private sectors are issued. The governorates of the Sultan continue celebrations of the 44th Glorious National Day and reassurance of the health of His Majesty the Sultan. And the Sultan's embassies in brotherly and friendly countries celebrate the 44th Glorious National Day. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, we wish you all happy, glorious 44th National Day. Good night.